Could the new generation Dodge Charger actually get a V8 engine? We've seen a lot of changes in the muscle car world, and when Dodge initially hinted at moving away from V8 power, it seemed like the end of an era. But hold on, because there's a twist in the story. In a recent interview, Dodge's CEO Matt Miller dropped some intriguing hints that might just spark hope for the return of the V8 in the Charger lineup. For years, the Dodge Charger has been synonymous with raw power, especially in its V versions. However, when Dodge first introduced its plans for the new generation Charger, it seemed like the V8 was a thing of the past. With a push toward electrification and the rise of electric performance cars, many fans feared the legendary engine would be left behind. But Mellier's recent comments suggest that the V8 might not be completely out of the picture just yet. In an interview with The Drive, he teased that while the current Charger lineup is set, the company is keeping an open mind about future powertrain options. So, what does this mean? While it's clear that Dodge is pushing forward with electric models like the Charger Daytona, they are closing the door on traditional powertrains, especially if there's enough demand. Mellier's words hint that if fans really want it, Dodge might just be willing to bring back the V8 in some form. But let's be honest, there's a lot more to this story than just words. Dodge is no stranger to pushing the limits of performance, and the possibility of a V8-powered Charger isn't entirely out of reach. While the company has focused heavily on electrification, they've also maintained their identity as the kings of muscle. Just think about the Challenger SRT Demon 170, one of the most extreme muscle cars ever created. With a 6.2-liter supercharged V8 under the hood, it churns out a staggering 1,025 horsepower and 945 pound-feet of torque. This car can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 1.66 seconds. Yeah, you heard that right, minus 1.66 seconds. The quarter-mile time? A blistering 8.91 seconds at 151 miles per hour. Now that's the kind of performance Dodge is known for. So, when Mellier suggests that Dodge could adapt and develop a high-performance Charger, there's a real possibility we could see something that exceeds the performance of the current lineup. A V8-powered Charger could be just the answer for those who crave that muscle car thrill, while keeping the spirit of Dodge alive in the modern world. Now, before you get too excited, let's temper our expectations. Even if a V8 Charger does come to fruition, it's unlikely to arrive in the immediate future. Dodge is currently working on expanding the Charger lineup, with 6-cylinder versions set to debut this summer. These models will serve as an internal combustion alternative to the electric Daytona, which is part of Dodge's larger vision for the future. So, if a V8-powered Charger is coming, it's probably a few years down the road. But here's the thing. Dodge isn't ignoring the past. While they're looking toward electrification, they also understand the cultural significance of the V8 engine. This is a company that's always been synonymous with raw, unapologetic power, and a V8-powered Charger would be the perfect way to continue that legacy. Let's not forget that the world is shifting toward electric vehicles, EVs, and Dodge is fully aware of the future of electrification. The Charger Daytona is their first step in that direction, but there's still room for a V8 option that could live alongside it. As we move forward, any new V8-powered model would need to align with Dodge's long-term strategy, which includes sustainability and adapting to an electric world. But it's not just about electric cars, it's about offering performance in any form that resonates with their loyal fan base. That's why Mellier's comments are so important. He's not saying the V8 Charger is happening right now, but he's definitely leaving the door open. And with Dodge's history of delivering jaw-dropping muscle cars, I wouldn't be surprised if they come up with a solution that satisfies both performance junkies and fans of electrification. So what's the bottom line? While it's far from a guarantee, there's still hope for a V8-powered Dodge Charger. With the right demand and a solid business case, Dodge could give muscle car fans what they've been waiting for, a high-performance Charger that keeps the V8 engine alive. The fact that Dodge's CEO is acknowledging the possibility at all is a huge shift from their initial stance. And who knows, with their track record of shocking surprises, we could see the return of that iconic V8 muscle sooner than we think. While McLaren and Mercedes seem unbothered by these changes, Ferrari and Red Bull have invested significant resources into adapting their cars to previous Flexi allowances. With this rule now in place, their development efforts may have gone to waste. Finally, two smaller but noteworthy changes. 1. Qualifying classification rules. If bad weather forces qualifying to be canceled, the starting grid will be based on the championship standings rather than the previous session's times. 2. Mule car tests. At the end of 2025, teams will be required to run mule cars to help test the 2026 tires, which are expected to be radically different from the current Pirellis. With all these rule changes coming in 2025, one thing is certain: this season will be unlike anything we've seen before. From the scrapping of the fastest lap point to rookie drivers getting more chances, F1 is taking bold steps to improve the sport. But the biggest question remains, will these changes make racing more competitive, or will they create new controversies? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you want to stay ahead of the latest Mercedes developments and how they could fight for the 2025 championship, click on the video on your screen right now. Don't forget to like UBSCRIB and Turin Olan NOTIFICATIOS for more F1 updates.